Hello everyone, I am your doctor. Today we will go into health issues. So give me a like and a share and a subscribe. Let's go into health issues today right now.
Dementia is a condition that affects cognitive functions like memory, language, and reasoning. It is not a normal part of aging but results from nerve cell damage in the brain. While aging increases the risk, not all elderly individuals develop dementia. Dementia is a progressive neurological condition that affects cognitive functions, including memory, thinking, language, and social abilities. Recognizing early signs of dementia is critical for early intervention, which can slow progression and improve quality of life. This analysis explores 3 early symptoms of dementia: struggling with words, changes in senses, and lack of motivation. Additionally, real-world examples will illustrate how these symptoms manifest in daily life. Struggling with words. Difficulty in finding the right words. Understanding the symptom. One of the earliest and most noticeable signs of dementia is difficulty in finding the right words during conversations. This is known as anomic aphasia, a condition where individuals struggle to retrieve specific words even though they can recognize and understand them. Causes and mechanisms. Language impairment in dementia is primarily due to damage in the left temporal lobe, particularly the Broca's area, speech production, and Wernicke's area, language comprehension. Alzheimer's disease, the most common type of dementia, often first affects these regions, leading to communication difficulties. Examples in daily life. Social situations. A person may say, "Can you pass me that thing?" instead of naming an object like salt shaker. Workplace challenges. A professional may struggle in meetings, frequently pausing because they cannot recall specific words, leading to frustration and reduced confidence. Family interactions. A grandparent who once told vivid stories may now hesitate mid-sentence, searching for words. Scientific studies and research. Studies show that individuals in the early stages of dementia compensate by using vague terms like that thing, or the stuff. They also exhibit word substitutions, saying book instead of newspaper. Speech pattern changes can be detected through AI-driven linguistic analysis, aiding early diagnosis. Coping strategies. Encouraging communication. Allow extra time for the person to find words and avoid finishing their sentences. Using alternative methods. Encourage gestures or writing to aid expression. Speech therapy. Speech-language pathologists can help improve word retrieval skills. Changes in senses. Decline in vision, hearing, smell, and taste. Understanding the symptom. People with dementia often experience changes in sensory perception, including vision impairments, hearing difficulties, a diminished sense of smell, and taste alterations. These sensory changes can lead to confusion and misinterpretation of surroundings. Causes and mechanisms. Vision changes. The brain struggles to process visual information correctly, leading to depth perception issues and difficulty recognizing faces. Hearing decline. Auditory processing areas in the temporal lobe deteriorate, making it harder to follow conversations. Smell and taste reduction. Damage to the olfactory bulb and hippocampus reduces the ability to distinguish smells, affecting appetite. Examples in daily life. Visual misinterpretations. A person may mistake a dark rug for a hole in the floor, causing fear. Hearing struggles. A loved one might frequently ask, "Can you repeat that?" or withdraw from conversations in noisy settings. Taste and smell changes. A person who once loved coffee may suddenly dislike it, or may fail to recognize the smell of spoiled food, increasing health risks. Scientific studies and research. A 2017 study from the University of Pennsylvania found that people with reduced smell sensitivity had a higher risk of developing Alzheimer's within 5 years. The sense of smell is directly connected to the hippocampus, the first area affected by Alzheimer's. Coping strategies. Eye exams and glasses. Regular checkups can address vision problems. Hearing aids. Assisting those struggling to hear can improve social interactions. Aromatherapy and flavor enhancements. Strong flavors and scents can stimulate appetite and improve quality of life. Lack of motivation. Losing interest in hobbies and social activities. Understanding the symptom, apathy, or a loss of interest in previously enjoyed activities, is a significant early sign of dementia. It is different from depression because individuals do not feel sad, but rather, they lack the drive to engage. Causes and mechanisms. Apathy in dementia is linked to reduced dopamine production, affecting motivation and goal-directed behavior. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision-making and initiating activities, becomes impaired. Examples in daily life. Hobbies abandoned. A retired musician may stop playing the piano, even though they previously played daily. Social withdrawal. A once active person may stop attending family gatherings or community events. Neglecting responsibilities. A person may stop cooking meals or cleaning, even if they once took pride in their home. Scientific studies and research. A 2021 study in the Lancet Neurology found that apathy is one of the earliest behavioral signs of dementia, often appearing before memory loss. It is also correlated with faster cognitive decline. Coping strategies. Routine and structure. Establishing a daily schedule can help maintain engagement. Encouraging participation. Family members can gently encourage involvement without pressure. Music and art therapy. Creative activities stimulate brain function and emotional well-being. Conclusion. The importance of early recognition. Recognizing struggling with words, changes in senses, and lack of motivation as early warning signs of dementia allows for early intervention, lifestyle modifications, and potential treatments to slow disease progression. If you or a loved one exhibit these signs, seeking medical evaluation from a neurologist or dementia specialist is essential. By fostering awareness and supporting individuals with dementia, we can help them navigate their journey with dignity, understanding, and improved quality of life. Deep analysis of early signs of dementia. Muscle weakness, disorientation, and sleep problems. Dementia is a progressive neurological disorder that affects cognitive functions, physical abilities, and daily living activities. Recognizing early signs is crucial for early intervention and better management. This document provides an in-depth analysis of 3 significant early symptoms of dementia: muscle weakness, disorientation, and sleep problems. Each section will explore the biological mechanisms, real-life examples, and practical coping strategies to support individuals and caregivers. Muscle weakness. Trouble with precise movements or balance. Understanding the link between dementia and muscle weakness. Muscle weakness in dementia is primarily linked to neurological deterioration, affecting motor coordination and balance. The brain regions responsible for muscle control, particularly the motor cortex, cerebellum, and basal ganglia, experience degeneration, leading to difficulties in movement. Alzheimer's disease impacts motor control in later stages. Lewy body dementia causes muscle rigidity and tremors. Parkinson's-related dementia heavily affects motor skills early on. Real-life example. Consider Mr. Thompson, a 72-year-old retired carpenter who used to build furniture with precision. Over time, he struggled to hold a hammer properly or measure wood accurately. He also found it hard to walk up the stairs without support, a sign of declining motor function. Coping strategies. Physical therapy. Engaging in muscle strengthening exercises like yoga or stretching. Assistive devices. Using canes or walkers to prevent falls. Occupational therapy. Teaching new ways to perform daily tasks with reduced strain. Disorientation. Getting lost in familiar places. Why does dementia cause disorientation? Disorientation in dementia results from deterioration in the hippocampus, the brain region responsible for spatial memory and navigation. Patients struggle to recognize familiar places, people, or even time. Alzheimer's disease leads to memory lapses and confusion in known environments. Vascular dementia causes sudden episodes of disorientation due to reduced blood flow to the brain. Real-life example: Mrs. Jensen, a former teacher, had lived in her neighborhood for over 40 years. One evening, she walked to the nearby grocery store, but upon exiting, she couldn't remember the way home. She wandered for hours until a neighbor recognized her and guided her back. Coping strategies: GPS tracking devices, wearable smart devices to help locate lost individuals. Memory aids, posting clear signs around the house. Routine establishment, keeping daily activities structured to reinforce familiarity. Sleep problems, difficulty sleeping or staying awake. How dementia affects sleep. People with dementia often experience circadian rhythm disturbances, causing them to have irregular sleep-wake cycles. This issue arises due to brain changes affecting the suprachiasmatic nucleus, SCN, the body's internal clock regulator. Sundowning syndrome, increased confusion and restlessness in the evening. REM sleep behavior disorder, more common in Lewy body dementia, leading to vivid dreams and movement during sleep. Real-life example: Mr. Garcia, a 68-year-old grandfather, used to sleep soundly but gradually began waking up frequently during the night. He would pace around the house, believing it was time to start the day at 2 a.m., causing distress for his family. Coping strategies: establishing a sleep routine, consistent bedtime and wake-up time, reducing stimulants, avoiding caffeine or screen time before bed, creating a relaxing environment, using dim lighting and calming music. Conclusion: recognizing early signs of dementia, muscle weakness, disorientation, and sleep disturbances allows for proactive management and improved quality of life. Implementing strategies like physical therapy, memory aids, and sleep regulation can help individuals maintain independence for as long as possible. Caregivers play a crucial role in providing support and ensuring a safe environment for those affected by dementia. Dementia is a neurodegenerative condition affecting memory, cognitive function, and physical abilities. While memory loss is the most well-known symptom, other early signs can be just as revealing. Among these, posture changes, difficulty with routine tasks, and apathy serve as critical indicators of cognitive decline. This document provides an in-depth analysis of these symptoms, explaining their neurological basis and impact while providing real-life examples. Posture changes. What are posture changes in dementia? One of the early physical signs of dementia is a noticeable change in posture. This may include a hunched or stooped posture, slow or shuffling walking, and difficulty maintaining balance. These changes often stem from damage to the parts of the brain that control motor function, such as the basal ganglia and cerebellum. Neurological and physiological causes. Motor cortex dysfunction. The motor cortex controls voluntary movement, and its deterioration in dementia can lead to stiffness and poor coordination. Parkinsonism features. Some dementia subtypes, like Lewy body dementia and Parkinson's disease dementia, cause muscle rigidity and hunched posture. Vestibular system decline. The inner ear and brain structures responsible for balance weaken, increasing fall risk. Loss of proprioception. People with dementia may lose awareness of their body's position, causing an unsteady gait. Real-life example: Mrs. Thompson, a retired schoolteacher, was once known for her confident stride. Over time, her family noticed her walking more slowly, slightly bent forward, and taking shorter steps. She struggled to maintain her balance when turning corners, often clutching nearby furniture. A neurologist confirmed she was experiencing posture changes associated with early dementia. Difficulty with routine tasks. What does it mean? Individuals with dementia often struggle with tasks they previously performed effortlessly. This can include activities like cooking, managing finances, or following a daily schedule. The progressive loss of executive function, memory, and motor coordination makes these tasks increasingly challenging. Neurological and cognitive causes. Frontal lobe damage. The frontal lobe is responsible for problem solving and organization. When affected, individuals struggle with planning and completing sequential tasks. Decline in working memory. People with dementia may forget steps in multi-step processes, such as following a recipe or assembling an outfit. Loss of spatial awareness. Tasks requiring coordination, like driving or using household appliances, become difficult as spatial perception diminishes. Real-life example. John, a former accountant, had always been meticulous with his finances. However, his wife noticed that he began missing bill payments, making incorrect calculations, and forgetting his bank account password. When cooking, he would often leave the stove on or forget ingredients. After several such incidents, his doctor diagnosed mild cognitive impairment, MCI, an early stage of dementia. Apathy. What is apathy in dementia? Apathy is a common behavioral symptom of dementia, characterized by a loss of motivation, interest, and emotional engagement. Unlike depression, which involves sadness, apathy results in emotional indifference. Neurological and psychological causes. Prefrontal cortex and limbic system damage. The prefrontal cortex is responsible for decision-making and motivation. Damage to this area leads to a decline in goal-directed behavior. Dopamine deficiency. Dementia-related brain changes can reduce dopamine levels, which affects motivation and pleasure. Reduced emotional processing. The amygdala and hippocampus, responsible for emotional responses, deteriorate in dementia, leading to diminished enthusiasm. Real-life example. Margaret, once a social butterfly, slowly withdrew from conversations and family gatherings. She stopped engaging in her favorite hobbies, such as knitting and gardening. When asked why, she simply said she didn't feel like it. Her family initially thought she was depressed, but her doctor diagnosed her with early-stage dementia, explaining that apathy is a common symptom of cognitive decline. Managing these symptoms. While dementia is progressive, certain strategies can help manage symptoms and improve quality of life. Physical therapy. Exercises focusing on posture correction and balance can reduce fall risk. Cognitive training. Engaging in puzzles, memory games, and structured routines can slow cognitive decline. Medication. Certain medications, like cholinesterase inhibitors, can help with some dementia symptoms. Emotional support. Encouraging social interaction and structured activities can help mitigate apathy. Conclusion. Posture changes, difficulty with routine tasks, and apathy are critical early indicators of dementia. Understanding their causes and manifestations allows for early intervention, helping individuals maintain independence for as long as possible. Family members and caregivers play a crucial role in recognizing these symptoms and ensuring that individuals with dementia receive appropriate care and support. Deep analysis of dementia symptoms. Dementia is a progressive condition that affects cognitive functions, including memory, problem solving, orientation, and emotional stability. Below is an in-depth analysis of key symptoms, their neurological basis, and real-life examples. Severe disorientation. Confusion about time and place. Neurological explanation. Disorientation is one of the hallmark symptoms of dementia. It is primarily caused by damage to the hippocampus, a brain region responsible for spatial navigation and memory processing. As dementia progresses, the ability to recognize familiar places and keep track of time deteriorates. Examples: forgetting locations. A person with dementia might leave their house to visit the local grocery store but become lost in their own neighborhood, even though they have lived there for years. Time confusion. Someone may wake up in the middle of the night and start getting dressed for work, thinking it is morning. Misplacing temporal context. A patient might believe they are living in a past decade, expecting to see deceased relatives or thinking they still have young children at home. Real-life scenario. Mrs. Thompson, a 72-year-old woman, was found by a neighbor walking aimlessly at night in her nightgown. She believed she was still living in her childhood home and could not recall how she had gotten there. Difficulty solving problems. Struggles with planning or making decisions. Neurological explanation. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for executive functions such as planning, reasoning, and problem solving, is significantly affected in dementia. Damage to this area impairs logical thinking and decision-making skills. Examples: financial troubles. A person with dementia might forget to pay bills, overpay for small purchases, or fall victim to scams. Cooking difficulties. They may struggle with following a recipe, forgetting crucial steps, or adding the wrong ingredients. Impaired judgment. An individual may wear summer clothes in freezing weather or leave the stove on, posing safety risks. Real-life scenario. John, a retired engineer, once meticulous about finances, started missing bill payments and making impulsive purchases. His wife noticed when he subscribed to multiple magazine services he had never been interested in before. Placing objects in wrong places. Forgetting where things are stored. Neurological explanation. Damage to the temporal lobe, which plays a crucial role in memory storage and retrieval, leads to difficulty remembering where items were placed. As the disease advances, individuals may put objects in illogical locations. Examples: keys in the refrigerator. A person might mistakenly store their keys in the fridge or sugar jar. Misplacing glasses. They may accuse family members of stealing their glasses, only to find them inside the microwave. Losing household items. Wallets, phones, and important documents are often placed in unfamiliar locations, making retrieval difficult. Real-life scenario. Mr. Lewis, a former school principal, repeatedly accused his grandson of stealing his watch, only for the family to find it inside a cereal box a week later. Mood changes. Rapid emotional swings or social withdrawal. Neurological explanation. Dementia impacts the limbic system, particularly the amygdala, which regulates emotions. This leads to unpredictable mood swings, anxiety, depression, and even paranoia. Examples: sudden outbursts. A normally calm individual may suddenly become agitated or cry for no apparent reason. Paranoia. They might believe that caregivers or loved ones are plotting against them. Social withdrawal. Individuals may avoid gatherings, feeling overwhelmed by conversations they can no longer follow. Real-life scenario. Mrs. Carter, a previously social and outgoing woman, began refusing to attend family dinners. She complained that people were talking too fast and that she felt out of place. One day, she became irate when her daughter rearranged the furniture, insisting that it was an attempt to confuse her. Conclusion. Dementia significantly impacts cognitive and emotional functions, making daily life increasingly challenging. Recognizing these symptoms early allows for better management strategies and support for individuals suffering from the condition. Caregivers and family members must remain patient, offer reassurance, and implement structured routines to ease confusion and anxiety. By understanding the underlying neurological causes and recognizing real-life manifestations of these symptoms, we can provide better care and improve the quality of life for those affected by dementia. Understanding incontinence in dementia. Incontinence is a common symptom in the later stages of dementia, affecting both bladder and bowel control. This occurs due to damage to the brain regions responsible for recognizing bodily signals, such as the frontal lobe, which regulates decision-making and awareness of the need to use the restroom. Additionally, as dementia progresses, communication between the brain and the bladder or bowel weakens, making it harder for individuals to recognize the urgency to relieve themselves. Urge incontinence. Sudden, intense urge to urinate without enough time to reach the restroom. Overflow incontinence. Difficulty emptying the bladder completely, leading to leakage. Functional incontinence. Inability to reach the restroom in time due to mobility or cognitive impairments. Fecal incontinence. Loss of bowel control, which can be embarrassing and distressing. Real-life example. Mary, a 78-year-old woman with Alzheimer's disease, began experiencing frequent accidents at home. At first, she would recognize the urge to go but forget where the bathroom was. As her dementia progressed, she stopped recognizing the need entirely. Her daughter, Sarah, installed a bathroom schedule and used incontinence pads to help her mother maintain dignity. Understanding hallucinations in dementia. Hallucinations are false sensory perceptions that occur in Lewy body dementia, Parkinson's disease dementia, and Alzheimer's disease. They often involve seeing, hearing, or feeling things that do not exist. These hallucinations arise due to damage to the brain's visual processing center, occipital lobe, auditory pathways, and neurotransmitter imbalances involving dopamine and acetylcholine. Visual hallucinations. Seeing people, animals, or objects that are not there. Auditory hallucinations. Hearing voices, music, or noises with no real source. Tactile hallucinations. Feeling sensations, such as bugs crawling on the skin. John, an 82-year-old man with Lewy body dementia, frequently saw a small boy sitting in his living room. He would talk to the boy as if he were real, despite no one else seeing him. His wife reassured him gently instead of correcting him, which helped reduce his distress. Understanding short-term memory loss in dementia. Short-term memory loss is one of the earliest and most defining symptoms of dementia. This occurs due to damage to the hippocampus, the brain region responsible for encoding and retrieving recent information. Signs of short-term memory loss. Repeating the same questions multiple times. Forgetting recent conversations or appointments. Misplacing items and forgetting their location. Needing reminders for daily tasks, such as taking medications. Real-life example. Emily, a 74-year-old woman, often asked her daughter the same question multiple times in an hour. She would forget what she had eaten for breakfast and would leave the stove on after cooking. Her family used notes, alarms, and labels around the house to help her remember important tasks. Understanding social isolation in dementia. As dementia progresses, many individuals withdraw from social interactions due to cognitive decline, communication difficulties, and feelings of embarrassment. The brain regions responsible for processing social cues, such as the prefrontal cortex, become impaired, leading to reduced interest in socialization. Fear of embarrassment. Difficulty following conversations makes individuals self-conscious. Lack of confidence. Forgetting words or names can cause frustration. Depression and apathy. Loss of interest in activities or socializing due to brain changes. Real-life example. Robert, a retired schoolteacher, used to love playing chess at the local community center. As his dementia progressed, he struggled to remember the rules and would get confused in the middle of a game. He began avoiding the chess club and eventually stopped attending family gatherings as well. His wife encouraged him to participate in simpler social activities, like listening to music with friends, to keep him engaged. Conclusion. Each of these symptoms, incontinence, hallucinations, short-term memory loss, and social isolation, poses unique challenges for individuals with dementia and their caregivers. Understanding the underlying neurological causes and implementing practical strategies can help improve their quality of life. Dementia is a progressive condition that affects cognitive functions, including memory, problem solving, orientation, and emotional stability. Below is an in-depth analysis of key symptoms, their neurological basis, and real-life examples. Severe disorientation. Confusion about time and place. Neurological explanation. Disorientation is one of the hallmark symptoms of dementia. It is primarily caused by damage to the hippocampus, a brain region responsible for spatial navigation and memory processing. As dementia progresses, the ability to recognize familiar places and keep track of time deteriorates. Examples: forgetting locations. A person with dementia might leave their house to visit the local grocery store but become lost in their own neighborhood, even though they have lived there for years. Time confusion. Someone may wake up in the middle of the night and start getting dressed for work, thinking it is morning. Misplacing temporal context. A patient might believe they are living in a past decade, expecting to see deceased relatives or thinking they still have young children at home. Real-life scenario. Mrs. Thompson, a 72-year-old woman, was found by a neighbor walking aimlessly at night in her nightgown. She believed she was still living in her childhood home and could not recall how she had gotten there. Difficulty solving problems. Struggles with planning or making decisions. Neurological explanation. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for executive functions such as planning, reasoning, and problem solving, is significantly affected in dementia. Damage to this area impairs logical thinking and decision-making skills. Examples: financial troubles. A person with dementia might forget to pay bills, overpay for small purchases, or fall victim to scams. Cooking difficulties. They may struggle with following a recipe, forgetting crucial steps, or adding the wrong ingredients. Impaired judgment. An individual may wear summer clothes in freezing weather or leave the stove on, posing safety risks. Real-life scenario. John, a retired engineer, once meticulous about finances, started missing bill payments and making impulsive purchases. His wife noticed when he subscribed to multiple magazine services he had never been interested in before. Placing objects in wrong places. Forgetting where things are stored. Neurological explanation. Damage to the temporal lobe, which plays a crucial role in memory storage and retrieval, leads to difficulty remembering where items were placed. As the disease advances, individuals may put objects in illogical locations. Examples: keys in the refrigerator. A person might mistakenly store their keys in the fridge or sugar jar. Misplacing glasses. They may accuse family members of stealing their glasses, only to find them inside the microwave. Losing household items. Wallets, phones, and important documents are often placed in unfamiliar locations, making retrieval difficult. Real-life scenario. Mr. Lewis, a former school principal, repeatedly accused his grandson of stealing his watch, only for the family to find it inside a cereal box a week later. Mood changes. Rapid emotional swings or social withdrawal. Neurological explanation. Dementia impacts the limbic system, particularly the amygdala, which regulates emotions. This leads to unpredictable mood swings, anxiety, depression, and even paranoia. Examples: sudden outbursts. A normally calm individual may suddenly become agitated or cry for no apparent reason. Paranoia. They might believe that caregivers or loved ones are plotting against them. Social withdrawal. Individuals may avoid gatherings, feeling overwhelmed by conversations they can no longer follow. Real-life scenario. Mrs. Carter, a previously social and outgoing woman, began refusing to attend family dinners. She complained that people were talking too fast and that she felt out of place. One day, she became irate when her daughter rearranged the furniture, insisting that it was an attempt to confuse her. Conclusion: dementia significantly impacts cognitive and emotional functions, making daily life increasingly challenging. Recognizing these symptoms early allows for better management strategies and support for individuals suffering from the condition. Caregivers and family members must remain patient, offer reassurance, and implement structured routines to ease confusion and anxiety. By understanding the underlying neurological causes and recognizing real-life manifestations of these symptoms, we can provide better care and improve the quality of life for those affected by dementia. Dementia is a complex neurodegenerative condition that affects memory, reasoning, and overall cognitive function. While some risk factors, such as genetics, cannot be controlled, many lifestyle choices significantly influence the likelihood of developing dementia. This analysis explores 5 key preventive measures: managing diabetes, quitting smoking, reducing stress, challenging the brain, and staying active. Manage diabetes. Keep blood sugar levels in check. Understanding the link between diabetes and dementia. Diabetes, particularly type 2 diabetes, increases the risk of Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. Chronically high blood sugar levels cause inflammation, damage to blood vessels in the brain, and insulin resistance, all of which negatively impact cognitive function. How diabetes contributes to cognitive decline. Increased inflammation. High blood sugar leads to chronic inflammation, which accelerates brain aging. Blood vessel damage. Diabetes harms small blood vessels, reducing blood flow to the brain and increasing the risk of vascular dementia. Insulin resistance in the brain. When brain cells lose sensitivity to insulin, they struggle to process glucose, leading to memory problems and confusion. Real-life example: Michael, a 65-year-old man diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, began experiencing memory lapses and difficulty concentrating. His doctor advised a low-carb diet, regular exercise, and strict blood sugar control. Over time, his cognitive function improved, and he was able to stay mentally sharp. How to prevent diabetes-related cognitive decline. Eat a balanced diet rich in fiber, healthy fats, and lean protein. Exercise regularly to increase insulin sensitivity. Monitor and maintain stable blood sugar levels. Quit smoking. Improves brain and cardiovascular health. The connection between smoking and dementia. Smoking damages both the cardiovascular system and the brain, leading to a higher risk of stroke, cognitive decline, and dementia. The toxic chemicals in cigarettes contribute to oxidative stress, reduced oxygen supply, and neuron damage. How smoking increases dementia risk. Reduced blood flow to the brain. Nicotine and carbon monoxide narrow blood vessels, depriving the brain of oxygen and nutrients. Increased beta-amyloid plaque formation. Smoking accelerates the buildup of beta-amyloid plaques, a hallmark of Alzheimer's disease. Higher stroke risk. Smokers are at a greater risk of mini-strokes, TIAs, which contribute to vascular dementia. Real-life example: Margaret, a lifelong smoker, developed mild cognitive impairment, MCI, at age 70. After quitting smoking and adopting a brain-healthy diet, her memory improved, and her risk of developing full-blown dementia decreased significantly. How to protect your brain after quitting smoking. Engage in cardiovascular exercise to improve blood flow. Eat antioxidant-rich foods to help repair cell damage. Join a smoking cessation program to quit effectively. Reduce stress. Meditation and relaxation techniques help. The role of chronic stress in dementia. Prolonged stress leads to high cortisol levels, which can shrink the hippocampus, the brain's memory center. Stress also increases inflammation and oxidative damage, both of which are linked to cognitive decline. How stress harms brain health. Shrinking of brain regions. Chronic stress reduces the volume of the hippocampus, which is essential for memory formation. Disrupted sleep patterns. Stress often leads to poor sleep, which prevents the brain from clearing toxins. Weakened immune function. High stress makes the brain more vulnerable to neurodegenerative diseases. Real-life example. Susan, a 62-year-old teacher, experienced memory problems and frequent mental fog due to chronic stress. After incorporating daily meditation and mindfulness practices, she noticed improved mental clarity and focus. Stress reduction techniques for brain health. Mindfulness meditation reduces cortisol levels and enhances brain function. Deep breathing exercises helps regulate nervous system activity. Spending time in nature lowers stress and improves mental well-being. Challenge your brain. Engage in puzzles, reading, and learning new skills. Why mental stimulation prevents dementia. Engaging in cognitive activities strengthens neural connections and promotes brain plasticity, which helps protect against cognitive decline. Lifelong learning and brain challenges encourage new neuron growth, delaying dementia onset. Best brain exercises to reduce dementia risk. Reading books stimulates imagination and comprehension skills. Playing chess or Sudoku improves problem solving and memory. Learning a new language enhances cognitive flexibility. Playing a musical instrument strengthens brain connections and coordination. Real-life example. At age 75, Robert started learning Spanish and playing the piano. These activities kept his mind sharp, and he remained mentally active well into his 80s, with no signs of dementia. How to challenge your brain effectively. Try new hobbies regularly. Engage in brain training apps like Lumosity or Elevate. Join discussion groups to stay mentally engaged. 5. Stay active. Regular exercise boosts brain function. Exercise and dementia prevention. Physical activity increases blood flow, reduces inflammation, and promotes brain cell growth. Exercise stimulates the release of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a protein that helps protect and repair neurons. How exercise improves brain health. Increases oxygen supply. Improves cerebral circulation, reducing the risk of dementia. Reduces amyloid plaques. Physical activity helps clear toxic proteins from the brain. Boosts mood and mental health. Exercise reduces depression and anxiety, which are risk factors for dementia. Best exercises for brain health. Aerobic activities. Walking, swimming, or cycling improve cardiovascular health. Strength training. Builds muscle and enhances hormone balance. Yoga and Tai Chi improve coordination, flexibility, and cognitive function. Real-life example. Emma, a retired librarian, started daily 30-minute walks after reading about the benefits of exercise. Over time, she experienced better memory retention and increased mental sharpness. How to incorporate more movement into daily life. Take brisk walks for at least 30 minutes a day. Join a dance or yoga class to stay engaged. Use standing desks or take frequent movement breaks. Final thoughts. The power of lifestyle changes in preventing dementia. While genetics play a role in dementia risk, lifestyle choices have a profound impact on brain health. By managing diabetes, quitting smoking, reducing stress, staying mentally active, and exercising regularly, individuals can significantly lower their chances of developing dementia. Key takeaways. Blood sugar control prevents brain inflammation. Quitting smoking improves oxygen supply to the brain. Reducing stress protects memory regions like the hippocampus. Challenging the brain strengthens neural connections. Regular exercise promotes cognitive resilience. By making these simple but powerful changes, anyone can protect their brain and enjoy lifelong cognitive health.